With once AI has been completely established and entrenched and rooted in our society and our lives and our economy, we'll end up seeing that production completely orients itself towards this AI chat tool. And it's not just chat bots which AI is good for. AI is now come into professions which you wouldn't even think AI could sort of handle. Stuff like art and stuff. You'd never think that AI would be able to create something which is inherently human, which is art, because no other animal makes art per se. Humans are the only animals who do so. And AI has come in and started making art forms and basically different sorts of genres as well, which it's inventing out of all the training material you're feeding into it. So he basically says, right now, everything seems very uncertain. There are a few possibilities of what can happen, but we don't really know which way it's going to slide through. And that was the gist of the interview he gave with the FT. So, what do you think about it?
But my main takeaway is we can't predict where the Fed is going to go. We can't predict how the market is going to go. But what we can see is trends. And there's a great handoff he's giving me is this AI discussion. The way AI is going to change and evolve is going to be phenomenal. And people don't realize how huge it is. It is not a crypto. It is not some passing fancy. It is going to be tremendously evolutionary, the way our lives are going to change within the next 5 years. I would say even less than that. 5 years gives it ample time because there's a huge fusion happening between AI and robotics. Robotics was like animatronics, something which is just there as a machine with no intelligence of any sort, or very basic rudimentary intelligence where you program it and tell it to do a few certain things that would do it. And here you have AI, which has capacity to learn. When this fusion happens, and you're seeing it already happening with the latest robots which Amazon is launching in its warehouse, which is a very controversial thing because those robots eventually would be able to replace Amazon workers. And Amazon workers, though there's a huge controversy around the way they're being treated and all that, they're one of the largest employers in the US. And it's a much sought after job in that segment of society. People who don't have a great college education, college degree, or who are finding it very hard to get a break in society because of being treated as a substandard citizen. That is their first entry point into some kind of a job is Amazon. And that may disappear altogether if Amazon's vision of robotics take over. And each of these robots right now costs around $250,000 for Amazon. But if you consider the way the executives are talking, that you don't have to worry about, salaries, you don't have to worry about conditions of work, you don't have to worry about holidays, falling sick, loss of pay, and how efficient it's going to be. The way the management is talking, they're very keen on pushing this forward. So you might say, this is only Amazon. Amazon's always been there. Fast forward, let's talk about what Disney is doing with their robotics. We all think about Disney as, a company which is running theme parks. We're thinking of Disney as a studio. But Disney secretly has been sitting on a huge R&D development unit which they have, which has been working on Disney's own versions of robots. The reason why Disney has been interested in robots and robotics is because of their theme parks. Because they use robotics and robots in their theme parks, because for them it lowers the risks of any humans getting hurt. Like there's a huge robot Spider-Man which jumps across in the Disney theme park, which people don't even know it's a robot which is jumping across. It's a robotic Spider-Man, which is in a Spider-Man suit, which is jumping across. And the latest robot which they have unveiled is able to emote and behave because they've started imprinting AI into these robots. And if you follow that, Disney might be the future. Yes, you have robots created by Amazon and Tesla, like what Tesla has shown, their Optimus range, the second generation of it, iteration, which will do labor and all that. But Disney's version of robots is even more scary because of the simple reasons it's going to emote like a human. It's going to be like a human companion because they're looking at the level of children interacting with their robots. So imagine having a plaything like a nanny which is going to sit there at home, take care of your child, and you can see through that robot whatever the child is doing and is able to teach the child mathematics or whatever, engage the child. My God, the way the world is going to change is going to be phenomenal. So my advice to you as an investor would be, try and see the bigger picture. Forget about these rate cycles and all this, what's happening in the next 2 to 3 year cycle. The recession cycle will be for 2 to 3 years. If you're an investor like Warren Buffett and Charlie and you're looking at the long The second half of the article, where he's talking about artificial intelligence and what artificial intelligence is going to do, I would say that is more of the real interesting part for as a value investor. I would suggest that you look at companies more through the lens of what is their potential for AI, what is their potential for robotics, how is this synergy going to play out, and how is it going to have an effect on the wider market and in that industry, and place your bets according to that. What do you think, Sasha?
Yeah, it's but at the same time, don't get enamored by tech companies because they're not all the same. And
Yes.
With the dot-com bubble, for every one Google and Amazon, there were about 100 other dot-com companies which went under.
Very true.
So that being said, what he said is good advice. You have a new factor now to factor into your investment choice. You can still buy your ITCs, you can still buy your Unilevers. However, only think about how AI is going to affect your company. Is AI going to completely put your company out of a business? That's possible. You might have entertainment stocks, and with AI generated content and with the liberalization of media, maybe your company isn't going to do so well. So you have multiple of these avenues where they're going to get swallowed up by AI if the trend continues at the way which AI is progressing. So you might want to take a look at that. And at the same time, be very careful. Remember your principles on value investing. Keep an open mind about AI, but at the same time, I'd suggest that your fundamentals matter quite a bit.
And remember, what Warren Buffett said, AI does not consume art. AI doesn't need to do any calculations. AI doesn't need to do anything. AI is absolutely fine by itself. It is a human beings which are, whatever it creates is for a human. A human is asking for something and it creates it and it's consumed by a human. As long as you keep that perspective, you'll be fine because AI doesn't need to do anything. It is, as long as consumption is there, AI will be just a tool. It is not going to replace anything other than making your life easier. It's going to free up time and labor, like that Amazon robot which I was talking about. It's a very great robot to use in a situation where it's very hazardous for a human being to be inside. Like scavenging in India, it's a terrible thing, terrible situation in India where we still have scavengers going down manholes. So imagine if robotics could take that over, and you have robots down our sewers cleaning and washing or whatever that's required and maintaining it, and human lives are spared from this strategy. Or for example, the miners were crawling in and doing this mining, and robotics and AI is able to take this over, and human beings do not need to expose themselves to this kind of danger. That's where I see AI and robotics having a greater impact than replacing everything. And fear is unfounded is what I feel, that to think that AI will come and all jobs will disappear. I don't think all jobs can disappear, because if there's nobody watching the movie, then what's the point making the movie?
Yeah.
So keep all this in mind, keep it in perspective. Like Shashwat says, don't go to the other extreme of being carried away with it. Don't go to the other extreme of being fearful of everything. Try and find a balance. Yeah.
Happy medium is good to have.
Keep an eye out on the news and read and consume much as you can, so you know what is happening, so you don't panic and don't come running to me, and especially on Instagram, and saying, should I sell, should I sell, should I buy, should I buy? And especially if you don't give me a context of why you're asking me that question, it's very hard for me to answer you anything. Thanks for watching the video today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next one soon. Bye.
Bye.
So after Kuwait, my team has decided to do an event in Trivandrum. Those who are desirous of meeting me in Trivandrum can contact our team at trivandrummp@gmail.com, the mail ID given below, or the WhatsApp number given below. My team would fill in you with the details. The event would be in January 2024. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.